Hey everyone, Metagross Freak here, and I realize it's been about 7, 8, maybe 9 months, I forgot to double check, since I did a video where I put on makeup on camera, but I realized that I didn't really describe what I was doing. I just kind of did it and expected you all to know what I'm doing. So hopefully I won't have to do this in multiple takes, because my camera has been slipping around. Unfortunately, my old camera stand no longer works with my new phone. So I currently have it on top of an icy cup with a bottle of soap preventing it from sliding, but then it did slide, so I have an emery board in the front. It's very complicated. Anyway, first off, I'm using some... Great job to a great start. I'm going to be messing up many times in this video, and that's okay because people make mistakes. And if you've seen any of my videos, you already know I edit out a whole bunch. So maybe it's okay to have not stuff edited out. Anyway, to start off, I'm going to be using some foundation. I'm using, I believe it's Sand. Oh yes, Sand. That's the color of this e.l.f. brand foundation. And I realize I'm not the best at makeup, but doesn't mean I can't try. Now I'm gonna try to do the entire left side, or at least for me it's my left side of my face first, just so you can see how much of a difference this makes. I know it won't look like it's a huge difference at first. Like, it looks like mostly just right now that I have, you know, sand all over my face, but trust me, it will make a difference over time. Unfortunately, I am nearsighted as all living hell. In fact, right now, I am blurry in my own camera. So I'm going to be leaning in a little close just so it's easier for me to see. But yeah, you don't want it to be super thick. You just want to have a nice coating. You don't even have to like double dip or anything. Just, you know, a nice coating there. And when I say a nice coating, I mean, you just want to basically just do one coat, and then you're going to want to basically kind of even it out and like smooth it like this until it's even. Fortunately, as you can probably see, my hair is a little unruly. It does not stay smooth unless it's wet. But there we go. That is most of one half of my face. I'm going to keep going a little bit more. Gotta dip a little bit, just like the very tip of it, just to get the cheek over here. I'm doing the neck mostly because I have an issue with 5 o'clock shadow, even though right now it's about 11:15. Even though I just shaved about half an hour ago, I still have an issue with 5 o'clock shadow. So I'm one to put foundation on my neck, as well as you can see, I have very pink ears. I'm going to put a little bit on my ear. You don't have to get in on the crevices and cracks, but just kind of gently swiping along it, just to help it out a little bit. And now I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see, and as you can see just by comparing the two sides of my face, the 5 o'clock shadow around my jawline is a lot less pronounced, as well as the shadow on my neck. It's a lot harder to see. If you wanted to, I guess, do this with me for some reason, you can put a little more makeup on. There's nothing wrong. Obviously, you don't want to have too much makeup because you don't want to look like, you know, you're a porcelain doll or something. But if you want to put just a little bit more to help cover up those cracks, that's fine. Some girls have a philosophy of putting on tons and tons of makeup to hide their flaws. My philosophy of it is that, you know, everyone is flawed anyway. So, you know, it's okay if you don't look perfect. You know, my goal with putting on makeup is not to look, you know, like a glamour beauty star or whatever. My goal is to just, you know, look like a slightly better version of myself. Because obviously, obviously I'm not a perfect person. I know you're not a perfect person. You might think you're a perfect person, but you're not. And I know in the camera it looks like my nose and my chin are really yellow, but I'm looking in the mirror because behind the camera is a mirror. Let me turn this around so you can see. Behind the camera is a mirror. Oh, what? There's another me. And I can tell based on the coloration that I've blended it fairly well. It's just that the lighting is giving me a lot of blowout. You can definitely see up here on the forehead, the nose, and the chin. That's unfortunately just the lighting situation I'm doing here. Yep. Double check areas I maybe missed. For me, mostly foundation is mostly just to help. Foundation is supposed to be kind of like the, I guess you could say well, as its name implies, the foundation, basically the setting the stones for the rest of the makeup. I mostly use it to make my face look fairly uniform because I have kind of not really patches of skin, but I have parts of skin that are very, very pale, parts that are more pink, just because that's just how faces are. As you can see, I even did a little bit around my lips. Not on my lips, but around it. Okay, I got the underside of the nose too. That'd be weird if it was the only part that wasn't covered. Same thing, I guess, in this context. And bada boom. Looks good. I'm going to smooth out a little bit more around the chin. And it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. But yeah, like I said, like not everyone, everyone isn't perfect. And you don't have to look perfect. It's more I believe at least my philosophy for makeup is using it to fill in those those little cracks that you want to have filled. I don't normally do full makeup. Honestly, probably the makeup I do the most would be eyeshadow and lipstick. But yeah, if you don't want to do makeup, or if you want to do all of the makeup, that is up to you. But there we go. I think my foundation is done. That looks good. I like the way that looks. Wunderbar. So I'm just going to put the little spongy, wipey thing back in the foundation container. I didn't even use the compact. This has a compact mirror. I didn't use it because I have you, and I have, the big mirror behind, even though, I'm blurry. So, I'm going to put a headband in my hair just so it helps keep the strays down, or at least out of sight there. I can tell that the camera has shifted a little bit because at the beginning of the video, it was It was at the very top, but let's see if I can adjust this a little bit. Nope, I need to go the other way. Sorry for the delay, folks. There we go. There we go. Just stay. Just stay. Okay, great. So I have to take off my glasses again. Next I'm going to be using some eyeshadow. The one I'm using is Coconut Palm, which is a color by Bare Essentials. I'm using this little itty bitty brush that I got from actually the blush that I'm going to be using. I didn't like using that particular brush for blush, so I'm using it now for other things. Sorry about my camera falling. I thought that was going to work. It didn't. Let's try this a different way, shall we? Let's get all this water off of my counter. Now, believe it or not, this is actually like the 4th take I was trying to do this. My setup kept failing me. There we go. I guess this will work. Crouching down low, doing the semi-splits. Now, my friend Taylor, she's a good friend of mine, says that you don't actually have to brush eyeshadow on. You can actually just like dip your finger on the stuff that's on the lid and then just lightly swipe that. I've also seen a lot of pictures of people doing like two-tone eyeshadow, like doing like a darker tone and a lighter tone, I'm not really a fan of that. I just kind of like dipping a little bit of my brush in here. As you can see, I don't have a lot. It's just I'm gonna move this over so you can see. I just have a nice little coating on the top. I'm actually gonna knock off the extra onto the cap. And very gently, I'm gonna hold my left eye closed and very gently just brush that on. It doesn't have to look perfect. Like I've said like a bajillion times, it doesn't have to look perfect. It just has to look how you want it to look. Remember, ladies, people aren't going to judge you if your makeup isn't perfect. People will judge you, though, if your makeup looks bad. There's a difference between bad and imperfect. I think I may have gotten a little bit of eyeshadow on my lower eyelid. I'm not sure. I'm going to actually, ironically enough, get the compact I had and take a look in that one. Got a, this eyeshadow is mostly kind of just a brownish glitter. I think it looks fine on my left eye. I'm gonna just put a little bit more though. And then basically go for a round 2 on my right eye because I messed that up. You can see I'm getting a good bit of it, but I don't want to have too much. Great. And then just to clean, I'm just gonna kind of dab it onto this tissue. That'll help. And I'm just getting this like cloud of like bronze glitter all over this tissue and even on my hand. Eyeshadow, when it's very dusty like this, can be very messy. So I'd recommend trying to keep the lid on it as best as you can. Because it turns out the lid on mine was a little loose. And so that's kind of why it made a mess. Let me just brush this off. Clear off my counter. Great, okay. And okay, cool, I'm at the 12.5-minute mark and I've only done 2 out of 6 things. Thankfully, foundation is actually the longest. It takes the longest out of all of the things we're gonna be doing. But as you can see, there's my eyeshadow. Not too much, not too little, just, enough to be good. I'm gonna swipe my under eyelid. As you can see, I got some a little foundation off, but I got a lot of eyeshadow off, that more bronzish brown. So that was it for the eyeshadow. Next up, I'm going to be using some liquid liner, or eyeliner. This is a CoverGirl brand. The actual brand of your makeup doesn't really matter, as long as it's a brand that you like. I'm going to be picking up the camera for this, so I can see my eyelid. Maybe not. Maybe I won't do that. This is very impromptu, as you can tell. Let me use actually this compact mirror. I can see that probably a little bit better. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so now I'm gonna, once again, hold down my eyelid, and then, actually I'm gonna use you can use, there's a thin end and a thick end. I'm using that thin end to just trace. You just wanna trace the edge of your eyelid from one side to the other. I realize I messed up a little bit on my left eye. As you can see, it doesn't line up perfectly. But once again, we're not going for perfect, just going for good. And then I'm gonna put a little bit, using that thin edge, I'm gonna go like that. Just put a little line like that. And that will make my eye look a little bit longer. Man, I'm not going for that wing. I realize that I'm not even using the compact I put there. And I just got a whole bunch of eyeshadow on the tip of my eyeliner there, because apparently I had a bunch on my eyelid. That's not my eyelid, but the edge there. Now, you can do this with your eyes open, but I have an issue with blinking a lot when there are things in my eyes. So I have to do it with my eyes closed. Well, there you go. Like I said, not perfect, but I'm happy with it. And that was actually pretty dang easy, if I do say so myself. Next up is the blush. I'm going to be using CoverGirl blush. This is, what color is this? Soft Mink. Ooh, fancy. And as well as just this e.l.f. brush, I'm using a wider brush like this to kind of give a more of a fairer coating. And I'm just tightening it. I'm tightening up my grip on it. I'm just brushing it in like that, and then I'm just going to go from the middle of my cheek back. Grab it, middle of cheek, back. And doing that will highlight my cheeks, make them look a little rosier. It'll also make my jaw below the cheeks look a little bit set in a little bit more. Let me take a look at how that looks from afar. And so I feel like I want to put a little bit more blush on, so I'm just going to lightly dab it in and make sure that is well brushed back. Yeah, you don't need a lot of blush. You don't want it to look like, you know, you have apples for cheeks. But a little bit of blush is good for just making you look just that little bit more rosy. And then I'm just gonna, you know, of course, put the brush back. And then, oh, I totally forgot mascara. Mascara is fun because it gets really close to my eyes, but it doesn't go in my eyes. And so my eyes still freak out even though I'm not even touching them. So let's see, I'm gonna unscrew the lid and you can see I just have this nice little brush. This is Power Lash from Model Co. It's just a black mascara made in Taiwan. Ooh, fancy. And then for this, I just have to close my eyes and then you can do that. Or if you have your eyes open, as you can see, I'm just lightly kind of dusting them up. I might have got a little bit on my lower eyelid. That's okay. If you mess up, remember, if you mess up on makeup, that's okay. Unless someone asks, you don't have to tell anyone you messed up on makeup. How much makeup you do and what kind you do and how much you do is all up to you. Makeup is supposed to make you happy. There we go. I don't know how much I have on there, but trust me, there is mascara on my eyes now. And then I think I'm just going to put a little bit more of that eyeshadow on just because I'm not really noticing it that well. So this time I'm just going to take the brush with the stuff that's on the cap. Like that, and then just do that. Looks good. Okay, cool. Just getting all this out of the way. Uh-oh, got a little bit of mascara on my nails. Bummer. I've got this hot pink, not really hot pink, it's more like a magenta nail polish that I really like. I really like this color, and it's really popular with my coworkers. I am out to all my coworkers, well, almost all of them, but this color, I've been mostly using different colors of blue, as you've probably seen in previous videos, and this particular color is fairly popular among my coworkers. I've gotten many compliments. Now the best part about this is, for me, I've been doing this all with blurry vision. I am fairly blind. I'm blurry right now. Excuse me, sorry. Right now, looking at myself in the camera. But for this next part, I'll finally be able to see because I'm putting lipstick on. The last bit. All right. So first I'm going to be doing up here. Ooh. That's what I get for talking. I believe this is called like a Cupid's cleavage or something. It's like that little bit helps make, yeah, just that little bit up top, the shape of it helps make your lips look a lot more feminine. As you can see, I'm not going for big and fancy. I'm just tracing the outline of my lips. A little bit more there. Just tracing the outline of my lips. And then that looks pretty good, actually. Not bad. I mean, I'll probably touch it up a little bit. But there we go. Foundation, eyeshadow, blush, mascara, eyeliner, lipstick. Sorry if that looked weird. And there we have it. From 0 to hero in only 22 minutes. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, I've been Metagross Freak, and have a great one. Bye!